Guys, if you are yet to see my last video, I think it was second to the last video, it was my robbery case video. If you are yet to see that video, you need to go back to the videos to see it, because this is like the part 2 of the video. So guys, what actually happened about my missing phone? It was 2 phones in a row. So I said that in my previous video. So today it's like a part 2 of the video. So I'm going to tell you how I was able to retrieve one of the 2 stolen phones. So guys, it happened 29th September 2020, and my phone got stolen alongside with my bag. You guys remember in my previous video I said I was so exhausted the day my phone was stolen. Guys, before my phone got stolen, I went out, so I just left my bag, because I usually remove my earring when I'm back from anywhere I go to. I don't sleep with earring on. So I just had to, my fridge was like at the window side. Then I just placed my bag, my my earring, my chain. I just had to put them on my fridge that day, and I slept off, not knowing that there were, what do I call them, ẹni tá ń ṣọ́ tí ò, àbí ẹni tó ń ṣọ́ wa tí ò ṣọ́. I mean, how do they put it? Ẹni tó ń ṣọ́ wa tí a ò ṣọ́, like people that are noticing us, that are spying on us, that we don't know of. So I just placed them on my, on my fridge, and slept off. And the next thing I could remember when I got up the next morning was I found out that my phone, my everything was stolen. So back to the main gist. So guys, I got to shop the next day, like the day my phone was stolen, and I told a couple of people that, okay, oh, this is it, my phone is stolen. And a friend of mine was like, oh, sorry about that, but I know of someone like very close to her shop that the same thing happens to, and the person was able to retrieve the phone. I was like, wow, how real is that? Like, is that person that real, or how do we call it? She now said, I think it was via police station, blah blah blah. And I was, in my mind I was like, Nigerian police, I don't trust them. Guys, I'm just kidding. So I was just like, okay, let me just put a trial. So I just got to his shop, and now I explained exactly what happened, and it was like, hey, yeah, sorry, that, don't worry, I'll call the person I know, which is a policeman. And he called the person, and it was like, he told the person that, sir, can I see you like in the next couple of minutes? Like, are you in the office? And that one responded via the phone that, okay, he's in the office. And I was, in my mind, I was happy that, okay, oh, we are moving ahead. So when we got to the police station, I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. I needed to put all the main gist, but I need to make it as short as possible. So when we got to the police station, I met the person, and I explained exactly what happened. And he said, okay, I should put it into writing. I should write everything that that got stolen alongside with the phone. So I put everything that was stolen alongside with the phone. So I wrote my statement, and it was just like, okay, do I have the IME number of the phone? You guys should remember what I said about IME. You need to watch that previous video. So, and I said, okay, yeah, I have my IME, I have my receipt, I have everything that has to do with the phone. And it was like, okay, no problem. Isha said I should send the IME number, that am I ready, that it will cost me like a little amount, but it is 100% certain that my phone would be retrieved. And I was like, okay, how much is payment? I sent the payment, and was like, I shouldn't disclose anything that has to do with this process with anyone. I was like, okay, it's fine. So far I'm able to get my phone, I'm okay with any procedure. And it was like, okay. So I sent the IME alongside with my name, the day, I think I sent the day it was stolen. I shall send a couple of things. And so he said it takes processes, that once he gets information of my phone from the tracker, that he would let me know. So it took like, I think it was a week or more. I was just worried. I was just like, are you sure these people would make sense at the end of the day? And it was just like, I should just calm down. I kept calling him like, hey, I'm sure he will be seeing this video. Like, I kept putting on pressure on him. I was like, hey, is my phone going to be retrieved? He said I should just calm down, like I should be looking, that he's here to get the information from the tracker, would let me know. So eventually, I think it was like 2 weeks time, so he got the information from the tracker. He sent it to me. He said I should check what he sent, and I checked. It was all these IP code. He sent a couple of numbers. He sent the number on my phone presently, like the present number the user of my phone is using currently. So he now said, okay, these are what we are going to work on. I was just like, why? How? So he tried to explain to me on the phone. He said we'll need to speak with the person, like the current number the person is using. We need to track the person down via the recent callers, like the frequent numbers the person contact. Give me the number. He said I should check the number. I checked Truecaller, trying to trace the numbers, the most frequently dialed numbers the tracking brought. So I started contacting the number, like I started faking it, like I wanted to purchase something from them, because I got to see that most of them sells one thing or the other. So I started contacting them, and eventually that didn't went well, because that the first tracking didn't went well, because the information that I got was, I couldn't figure things out, because most of them were not in Ibadan at that moment, but the location of my phone says my phone is in Ibadan, like according to the tracking. So we had to, I told the police officer that, okay, this is the update. He said, okay, I think we need to retract, because at a point the number that the tracking shows that is on my phone at the moment, like the number the current user is using, is no more available, because at a point it was going through, but all of a sudden it went off. I was just like, hey, are you sure my phone is going to be retrieved? And it was like, no problem, I should just calm down. And in my mind I was like, okay, are you saying I should pay another tracking fee? And it was like, okay, what will we do? God, this person did a whole lot for me. Like, he stood by me during the process. He was like, okay, one thing he will do is, okay, I think the amount of the, the tracking is a bit more, is a bit on the high side, that it would pay a certain amount and I should add the little amount I have. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. And we paid another tracking fee, and eventually we got another set of number and another number the current user uses. Like, the user refuses to use that first number. He started using another same on the phone. I was just like, okay, thank God, I think we are making progress. I called the number, like I literally spoke with the person that was using my phone. I said hello. What I did was I said hello. I said, sorry, a friend of mine died this number on my phone, and I wanted to check if it's his driver or his mechanic. He was like, no, this is not mechanical, this is Ridwan. And I was like, Ridwan wo. So I was like, Ridwan wo, like which Ridwan? He was like, Ridwan, the Bukola Ridwan. I was like, oh, okay. So I just said, I think it's a wrong number, I'm not sure it's Ridwan I want to contact. In my mind I was even happy that I think I got hold of one name. I just put down in my left palm, I got hold of the name. I was like, okay, thank God I have the name, let me proceed to the most recent. It brought the second tracking. The second tracking got a couple of another numbers, like couple of numbers entirely different from the first tracking. So that shows that the person calls this set of people more, do you understand, like on this new SIM than the previous SIM he was using on the phone. So I got a couple of numbers. The one I was able to figure out at first was, I think it was a cleric, like an afar. So I think the man has all this Arabic school, so I was able to enter him with that. I started using my other SIM, like my SIM that has no name on Truecaller. I started using it on WhatsApp. I messaged this cleric man, just to get hold of him, just to see him face to face. And this person, I started acting like I needed his service, like I need him to train one of my babies Arabic, and he was like, okay, this is where he stays. I think it was around somewhere in Ibadan, I've forgotten the name of the place. So it was like, okay, we can meet this day. Like it was couple of two disappointments actually, but eventually we fixed a date to meet. And I told the police officer all these doings that I was doing underneath the what's it called, the tracking process. Like after the tracking info has been out, I started contacting this man, and it was like, okay, we can meet somewhere in Ibadan, somewhere around this area. So I went with the policemen. They were obviously not on uniform, they were on mufti. So we got there, and I told him that I was the one chatting with him, blah blah blah, that it's actually not about Arabic or whatever lesson. That was as I was about explaining myself, the policemen came in, and they were like, okay, oh, this is the case. We have police officer from station in Ibadan. We are not here to harm you, all this sweet talk. We are not here to harm you or arrest you. All we need is just your phone to dial a particular number, and once the number brings a name on your phone, you will be able to tell us who the person and where the person is. And it was like, okay, you understand the process, that his brother's phone got stolen recently and they are still on the process of tracking, so you understand the process. So eventually when we get the phone from him, we dialed this number. The tracking info told us that the current user of my phone was using. We dialed the number, and eventually it didn't bring any name on the man's phone. And I was just like, what is it? My goodness. In my mind I was like, officers, are we sure you are proceeding? And he was like, no, I should just calm down. So we just left the place. We just thanked the Arabic. So I told the what's it called, I told the man that, do you remember Ridwan? It was like that the Ridwan, he knows there are too many. I think the man does plenty of things for people. These people that works for clerics that do all this works for people. So it is obviously possible for him not to remember most of the Ridwan. I mean, it is possible for him to know many Ridwan, and he is unable to remember or just tell us one particular Ridwan. And we are very careful not to get hold of a wrong person. So moving ahead, we just got back to the car and we started moving. We started re-strategizing. Myself and the policemen, we were three. I think we were three or two. Okay, we were three, myself and two policemen. So we started strategizing all this while behind cameras. Behind this process, I've been visiting and unvisiting the the police station. Guys, it was a whole lot. Like it was a whole lot of things, like roller coaster of emotions and all of that. So I was just like, the police officer was like, okay, let's pick another number from the most frequently dialed number again. So I picked one girl's number, and the girl sells stuff. And I was just like, I just messaged the guy, spoke to her on the phone. I said, okay, my name is blah blah blah, I want to purchase what you sell. And she was like, okay, no problem, that she's around, that can I come and meet her somewhere in Ibadan. I was like, no problem, that I just had to bring her closer to me. I told her that I'm going to buy many of what she sells, and I'm going to be buying in bulk quantity. And she was like, okay, it's fine, that I should come over. I told the police officers that, okay, this is the stage I am with this babe, that can we go there like today, like the day the girl said I should come around. So we went there. I think it was me and three police officers, two policemen and one police woman or whatever, I don't know, like a lady, I'll be a woman, sha. So we got there. I was like, okay, I am so person, I am the one that was calling you on phone. And she was like, okay, let's go to where the stuff are, because where she came to meet me was like a junction to her house, so we still have to walk down inside. I was like, no, don't worry, we are not walking. The cocoa is that I shall briefed her about the whole story, that my phone got stolen. I got a couple of numbers from tracking, and that all I need from her to dial one number on her phone. She was at first she was scared. She was like, What was that supposed to mean? She's scared. She's actually a young girl. So that was when the police officers came in and they were like, this is it, we are not here to harm you, we are not this, we are not that. We shall persuaded her, and at the end of the day she agreed to dial the number on her phone. And when we dialed the number on her phone, guys, this number didn't bring any single name. I was like, not again, not again, not again. Like, no, 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 I'm not doing this anymore. And we were like, okay. And the next thing I had to push to the girl was like, okay, now this, your phone is not bringing any name to this number. Okay, do you know any Ridwan in Bukola? And she was like, Ridwan in Bukola. Like, she know a couple of Ridwan in Bukola that I know. She know Ridwan in Bukola. I was like, thank God. I think we are trying to reach a particular stage. And the next thing, the policeman, and you know, remember the number didn't bring any name on her phone. So I was just, something just occurred to me, and I spoke to the policeman. I said, can't we just try all of this now? Because the tracking info brought like 5 different most frequently dialed number to us, and I was just like, let's try all of this number on this girl's phone. I'm certain, like, something in me says one of the numbers will bring him. And voila, guys, we started dialing, and it got to, I think we got to like the 4th number, and it brought raid 1. God, I was happy. Like, in my mind I was like, God, thank you, I finally got my phone. And she was like, okay, and we're like, okay, now that we got Ridwan, who is this Ridwan so you saved on your phone? And she was like, no, this person, why do we ask kiniko, blah blah blah. And I was like, we are not saying this person was the thief, and we are not saying that he was the one that stole my phone. All I know is that something will lead to something, that got my phone to the person, to this person's hand. And she was like, okay. At first she was scared, like she was beginning to shiver, because she's actually a small girl, like I said. So she was like, okay, this person is so, this person works this place, and this person does this for her. And we're like, okay, can you please take us to the person's place? And she was like, no, she cannot tell us, so the only thing that she can do is to point to the place for us. And I was like, okay. So she described the place. She told us the name of the company the guy works for in Bukola. And I was like, okay, Bukola in Ibadan. And we're like, okay. The police officer now said, thank you, we don't mean to harm you, thank you for your cooperation, blah blah blah, but should in case we call you, please don't hesitate to give us further information. But for now, thank you. We shall left the girl. And I spoke to the police officer. I was like, are you sure this girl will not call this Ridwan and tell him or her or whatever out, and tell him that blah blah blah, this thing is happening? And the police officer assured me that no, I'm not sure that would happen, and should the case that happens, then she would be responsible for the whole scenario. And I was like, okay, in my mind, okay, we are fine. In my mind I was like, oh yeah, let's go to Bukola. And the police officer was like, no, they don't do their things like that. They need to get another, I think, report form or whatnot to like from their station to take to Bukola, because they literally got one form like that for that particular area we went to meet the girl. So Isha went back, and I got a call from police station again that, okay, we are about going to Bukola, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, no problem. So eventually, guys, I got a call from the police station, and that my phone was retrieved. And I was like, wow, how was it that you got hold of the Ridwan? And in my head I was like, I just want to see the Ridwan. Let me see the Ridwan face to face. I want to know if this Ridwan was the one who came to pick my stuff in my room, if this Ridwan is the one that is telling me that where I put my things in my own room, the room I paid for. Guys, I'm being insensitive here. So literally The policeman now explained to me how the thing went. He said when he got to their what's it called, to their office, he met my phone, because this policeman, actually, I described my phone. I saw, like, I have the pictures in my email. I sent it to this policeman, and he knew what I was talking about. He knew the color of my phone. He knew everything. So he said he saw my phone with one other small phone on the table, and he couldn't find Ridwan. Guys, till today, I don't know who Ridwan is. But then I can like, I didn't see him physically, but I saw a couple of pictures on my phone when I eventually got it from the police station. So I know him. I can recognize him. Like, if I see him that this is a Ridwan, I will know him from the pictures I saw on my phone. The policeman got hold of the phone, and one other person, I think it was a person, he said, because I didn't want to say all the back drop, I just wanted to make it brief. He said when he got there, people, some of them were like covering up that Ridwan traveled or blah blah blah, that he went somewhere that we don't know of. Like, in one word, Ridwan JP, like, he he ran away. I literally don't know how, because at first when I heard he ran away, I wanted to put a call through to that girl, the previous girl we saw the previous day, that didn't I told you not to tell this guy anything? And she was like, no, she didn't say anything, no, blah blah blah. I literally threatened the girl that, why would you do that? I said I was looking for my phone. Do you think it was a cheap phone, or it was a 1 naira phone? Even if it was 1 naira, 1 naira is a whole lot at the moment. And she was like, no, she didn't tell him. So we got the phone. The policemen got the phone. They took it to the station, and they called me to come and check if it was my phone. And alongside with my phone, one of the guys in the what's it called, in the office where the really one guy works, they took one of them to the station, because they like, they arrested one of them because the Ridwan was nowhere to be found. And they called me to come and check if it was my phone. We checked the IME number. It was the same with my receipt. And actually, when I even saw my phone, like, physically, I knew it was my phone. It was exactly my phone, like, no doubt. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. And I must say, the guy, when I said I wanted to see Ridwan, they couldn't provide him for me. They said blah blah blah, and the remember, the police officer, the policeman already promised me that any money I spent for my tracking and for my everything that got lost, my bag, and guys, my bag pays me, because it was the first day I was carrying that bag. I got it like new. It's as good as new. My bag, my chain, my earrings. That was money, the money I made at the shop that day. Remember, I went to that place. I went a day before my phone was stolen. I went to that place from shop, so I got some money in my bag. And the policemen, like, at the police station, they assured me that I'm going to get every damn thing. Like, I'm going to get them and I'm going to retrieve them, which I did, thanks to God and Nigerian police. Thanks to God. Like, I was extremely happy, but I couldn't see Ridwan. I couldn't get hold of Ridwan like this. I couldn't hold him. That, Oga, how do you get this phone? Because they were saying, like, people, if, hey God, I couldn't, like, I'm not, like, time, I don't want this video to be too long, unnecessarily long. Like, I don't want to start saying all of the things that went. I started going to the police station, like, I started going and coming, people coming to beg me that I should be thankful that I'm alive, that what if my phone got stolen, and or my enemy got wounded, or blah blah. They shout, you know, Yorubas, they shout, started saying all sorts of things. People came from Bukola, Sabo area. They started begging me that I should tamper mercy with justice, blah blah blah, that this boy got the phone from someone, blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, I've had everything, but just provide everything that got stolen in for me rather. And they were like, okay. So we concluded on a certain amount, which was paid, and I got my phone back, and that was all. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I don't intend making it too long. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys. Bye.